out there in podcast land, here we are for another edition of the Adam Jones podcast presented by the Baltimore Banner. I'm just Jerry Coleman. He's a former five-time All-Star. His name is Adam Jones. Today in episode 94, AJ, that's right, 94, we'll be joined by former Oriole, among other teams, Steve Pearce. Adam and I will also continue to talk about the evolving Orioles staff, which includes not only the coaches, but now a trainer. In addition, we, of course, preview this Global World Series, which gets underway between the Yankees and the Dodgers, and it includes record ticket prices, plus a chance to win a $50 gift card from Lido Pizza and Socially Speaking, as we chat about nicknames. But as always, we bring in our featured guest. He's sponsored by our friends over at Jimmy's Famous Seafood. It is Steve Pearce, our second World Series MVP, joining the podcast following Rick Dempsey. He is the professional hitter. We welcome you as a former Oriole. But the fact is, you played for every American League East team. Has anyone else done that, Steve?
One other person has done it. What was his name?
The answer to a trivia question.
Yeah, we actually had him. My gosh, Johnson. Come on, man. Somebody help.
Kelly Johnson. Kelly Johnson.
That's right. There we go. Yeah.
Kelly Johnson.
Okay. Yeah, me and Kelly Johnson both have done it.
All right. Well, which team did you prefer playing for the most?
There we go. Put me on the spot. I mean, every team in the AL East was good. I mean, it was, let's put it this way, the AL East teams were better than the other teams that I played for. How about that?
Good answer. Good answer.
Pearce, it's always good to talk to you, brother. But look, the most important thing that's going on right now is the World Series. And behind you, you have a World Series replica. You're the World Series MVP. And I remember watching that game, watching the series, and just being so proud of you because, journeyman, you've been everywhere. You played second base. You played with a right field glove. You played right field. You shouldn't have been out there with me, but you was. If all you want to do was hit, and you getting the opportunity, especially with the Red Sox in 2018, on the biggest stage, becoming the World Series MVP, and then you retired right afterwards. What does that just culminate your entire career in life with the industry?
It sure did, man. It was a long journey. I mean, I don't know how many times the Orioles, man, I got sent up and down and got put on the DL or IR, whatever it is now. It was always just a long journey, then moved from team to team to team to team to team to team. But I wasn't going to quit, and I felt like I always had something to give, and I always wanted to show the world. I mean, every time that I had to play a position, it was like, all right, I had to go play second base. Well, we had freaking studs all over the place in Baltimore, so I wanted to hit, and I was willing to play wherever anybody was going to put me. So I just to go play second. Sure, let's go, let's do it. Let's go play outfield. Sure, let's go. I was always willing to do that, and I think that's why I stayed in the game for as long as I did.
So talking the World Series again, Game 1, Dodger Stadium, you guys had to do that. Atmosphere. Can you speak on? I've never been to the World Series. I've never been I never had a patch on my arm said World Series. Atmosphere. Can you explain that?
Oh man, it's incredible. I mean, everything builds up to the World Series, as you know, and the two teams left remaining, and everybody is there to watch it. Everybody wants to see it, and I just even remember in the playoffs with Baltimore. I mean, the place was rocking. Like before the game. Well, we had that throughout the whole series, through the ALCS or the ALDS, the ALCS, and then the World Series. So the atmosphere, I mean, it gets bigger, it gets more magnified, and but you enjoy the ride. I mean, it is so cool. And then ultimately, I mean, that's what you dreamed of as a kid, is playing in the World Series. And very, very fortunate that I got a chance to be a part of it.
We know there's pressure, and then there's World Series pressure. Is that just a different level, Steve?
Oh, I mean, it's pressure. I mean, you got to deal with, it's elimination. It's do or die. It's not like it's game 110. It's this is it, and you got to find a way to do it. But you lock in. At the end of the day, it is just another game. I mean, you're playing the game is still thrown from 60 feet 6 inches. The bases are still 90 feet away, so you're still playing the same game. But you got to find some way to lock in, because you're definitely doing everything you got to do to win that game and the series.
How awesome though was it with having Boston and LA, two, I mean, absolutely historical franchises. Last year we had Arizona and the Rangers. Again, respect to both of them, but they're not the markets of Boston, LA, and now you have the Dodgers and you have LA, New York, which I think is arguably going to be the most viewed World Series. So how important was it having the markets? Because Boston, they've been, I mean, obviously they've won in our lifetime, but they were just yearning for another one.
Yeah, in that season it was the two best teams that win. So not only the Dodgers, a big organization, they were the best team at the time. So we went in there, we were expecting a dogfight. We were the best team in the AL. I think we had a record of wins that year for the Red Sox. They were a heck of a team, and it was awesome, having two big franchises like the Red Sox, like the Dodgers, just pounding it out. And every single game was a dogfight. I don't think there were any blowouts in that series.
Well, of course, the Red Sox and the Yankees, they can't stand each other. You played for both teams. What's it like from the Yankees' perspective, you think, when they go to a World Series? I know you weren't able to do that with them. It's been a while since they've won, but they just, I mean, feel like it's sometimes in New York, it's a birthright to be there.
They always got a good team. It's not fun playing against them, because they got big names, they got big bats, they got big arms. And you can't just throw your glove out there and expect to win against those guys. They got the atmosphere. It's violent when you go in there sometimes. And they've been on somewhat of a drought lately, and it's I bet they are very excited to be here right now. They definitely have the team for it. They worked hard, but it's not over. They got one more series left, and let's see. I don't think if they win this game, or if they lose this series, it's probably going to be a failure of a year in their failure of a year in their in their hearts.
Obviously, tape and obviously the iPads. All the information has become more prevalent in today's game. How important is it to have the actual verbal communication between at bats between the players? You can always look at an iPad and see that there was a damn good slider. But how important is it to actually go up to the guy on deck and be like, look, whatever this is, this is how the ball's moving today. His ball might not be moving like it was. How important is that communication live rather than waiting 30 seconds to get on an iPad?
Oh man, it's an advantage, and that's what when you're even taught growing up is, hey, get up, pay attention to the game, see what's going on here. You might be able to pick something up. And if there's 1 in 100 chance you pick something up that gives you just that slight advantage, I mean, that's huge in a game, especially when you have a Garrett Cole, somebody like that is going on the mound. That's very difficult to hit. He's difficult to see. He throws hard. If you could just pick up one little tail on him, and that's a 2-out, 2 RBI base hit just from paying attention to the game. And on a side note, it was always hard when you were doing it. You just said everybody sucked when you messed up, Adam. It was like, I'm like, what does he got? Nothing sucks. I'm like, all right.
His fault. Yeah. Confidence, man. Go up there with some confidence.
You're the best at it. You're just like, nothing.
Let it
Guy
eat.
sucks. Nothing. I'm like, really, man? That looked like he was throwing 98. Pretty lethal up there. No, sucks. We'll get him.
What a bastard slider too.
Yeah.
We're gonna get him around.
Yeah, but Kansas not really that good. Stinks.
Steve, is there an Adam Jones story maybe we haven't heard, Steve, that you can reveal? I mean, it is a family podcast, but still, go fire away if you got something, stored away there in the corner of your brain.
I mean, that's one of the stories that I always liked about Adam. It was like, man, this guy burst in confidence. He knew he was the best. He played like he was the best, and he talked like he was the best. I mean, he was a gamer, and he was definitely somebody you looked up to as a teammate. Everything that he's always done was awesome, and you just loved the way he carried himself well. He played when he played, even when he was hurt. He wanted to play. He never wanted to come out of a game. Remember that, and man, no, he was great. He was great for me.
Grind it out, baby.
Well said.
Mm-hmm.
Well said.
I learned. See, the thing is, I learned from although I was a first round pick, I got to the big leagues quick. I learned from a lot of guys who were 4-year college guys who got $1,000, a pat on the ass, and a Greyhound ticket. And if they didn't, and and how lower levels work, if you don't produce, you're gone in a week. Me, I can struggle for a month, 2 months. That was the first round pick. I can do whatever I want in a sense. You had guys that, struggle for 2 weeks. They over there looking over their shoulder, they might be gone. So I always learned that, look, man, no matter who you are, you got to put in the time and the work. Again, was fortunate enough to have those extra, just the extra time to mess up. But at the same time, I didn't want that extra time to mess up. I wanted to be good. So it was all, I pushed myself, I pushed my teammates, but it was always like, hey, we all here, we got the same opportunity. Come on. And that's why I think I was a good teammate, because let's get on, let's go. Let's strap this on and let's ride.
Yeah, no, yeah, you were great at everybody, and you always pushed everybody, and you wanted to win. I mean, that's what, we're all there. Like you said, it's like, no matter what round you're in, what round you got drafted in, we're in the big leagues, we're teammates now. So it doesn't matter. And that was just one of the things that it was like, man, Adam's a great dude. He doesn't walk around like he's better than anybody. He's actually, a part of this journey that we all want to get to, is the World Series, and bust your butt every single day. And a guy of your caliber, and you looked up at that, and we wanted to play like that. We wanted to give everything we had. So that was, it's easy to, you're a big name guy. You can be it's easy to be it's not hard to be a good teammate. And you did a really good job. You were a great dude, and you were a high profile guy. And that's what was awesome about playing with you, man.
More to come on the Adam Jones podcast after these messages. The Adam Jones podcast is brought to you by our friends at the Weinman Company. Everyone knows Greenmount Station in Hampstead, but did you know that at Greenmount Station you can bet 7 days a week just like you're at the track? With in-person teller windows and state-of-the-art touchscreen kiosks. And with Greenmount Station's brand new Bet Park Sportsbook, you can bet on all other sports as well, wherever you are in Maryland. Spreads, money lines, live bets, props, parlays, and teasers. The Bet Parks Maryland mobile app is now live for Apple and Android devices, so you'll never miss your next big score. Just search for Bet Parks MD in the Apple App Store or on Google Play. And for a limited time, 21 and over Adam Jones podcast listeners can get a $75 gift card to Greenmount Station simply for opening a new account with promo code GMS and a minimum $50 initial deposit. $75 gift card for new users in Maryland only. 21 and over only. Please play responsibly. For help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. The Adam Jones podcast is brought to you by Jimmy's Famous Seafood, Charm City's favorite crab cake destination. Local sports fan? Experience the ultimate pregame party at the tailgate. Cheer on the Ravens with iconic live performances, an open bar, and mouth-watering eats. Can't make it? No worries. Bring the same food that caught the attention of the Food Network right to your doorstep. Shipping East Coast recipes nationwide. Jimmy's Famous Seafood is the official sponsor of the guests appearing on the Adam Jones podcast.
Take me out to the ball game.
Take me out with the crowd.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks.
I don't care if I never get back.
Marylanders are adding a seventh-inning stretch to their day with fast play home run riches from the Maryland Lottery. You could win a progressive jackpot instantly and enter to win cash for Orioles home runs.
It's my new ball game.
Hey, it's savings season at Lido Pizza. 99-cent refreshing iced teas all summer, or $6 calzones every Tuesday. There are tons of new deals and rewards for everyone. Proud partner of the Baltimore Orioles, Baltimore Ravens, and the Adam Jones podcast. Lido Pizza, a local legend since 1955. Exclusively at LidoPizza.com or on the Lido Pizza app.
When we go back to that 2018 World Series, you had 4 hits, 3 of them left the park. Did you think you were going to win MVP? And how has that, if at all, changed your life? I mean, are you more recognizable when you walk the streets?
Well, I always tell everybody I picked a heck of a time to get hot. And yeah, I go from a journeyman I played for a long time to, I've won one of the most prestigious awards you could win was, the World Series MVP. So, it has changed my life. I was just a journeyman baseball player that now I'm a World Series MVP. So that is, but there was a lot of work and a lot of grinding that went into that award, and I love it and I cherish it. And I'm very proud to show the world, the trophies right there. I mean, it's the center of my man cave. I walk in here every day and I look at them, and it was the end of a long journey, and I'm so proud of everything that I've accomplished.
As you should be. How amazing was it to silence the crowd? Like, obviously you want to hit the home run to invigorate the crowd, but how incredible was it? Your home runs shut up everybody.
Yeah, that's what you want to do on the road.
It's your stage. It was you.
There you go. Yeah, let's just shut them up. I mean, they're when you go into home plate, that's our home field advantage. We want to take it to them early, often, and get the crowd in it. Well, when you're on the road, you want to shut them up fast. Kill any kind of momentum that they have going. And no, it was like I said, I picked a heck of a time to get hot. I had some very timely home runs, and it was it was huge for the ball club because we definitely needed it, especially against a team like that.
Oh, for sure.
Hey, Steve, you were just back in Baltimore recently. You tossed out the first pitch before Game 2 of the ALDS during that brief postseason. Did you get a chance to catch up with any familiar faces? Were there many familiar faces around the clubhouse when you walked around there? And how surprised were you that they gave you the call to throw out that first pitch?
Yeah, I was very surprised, and then going into the clubhouse, there was nobody there from the staff, no teammates that I've ever played with. I didn't really know it was a young team, so I felt out of place when I was there. But I was able to visit with some of the trainers. Those were the only people that were still there for when I was there, so it was good to catch up with those guys. And I'll tell you what, throwing out the first pitch is a heck of a lot more nerve-wracking than hitting. I'd much rather just give me a bat. I'll go up there cold and hit than have to do that again.
How attached are you to the game right now? Do you watch a lot of baseball? I mean, I retired. I know a lot of guys retire and they just get away from the game for a while. How attached are you still to game of baseball?
Zero, man. I hardly ever watch it, and it's just hard for me. It's just my brain says I can still play, and my body's like, don't you dare even think about it. And so it's hard. It's hard to even watch it. You still, I've got a few friends that like Machado that still plays and stuff like that. So like, then the guys you play with, like the Judge, Stan, you played against them forever. So maybe like when all those guys start to retire, maybe I'll probably start to watch it again. But even 5-6 years after I retired, man, it's still hard to watch for me.
We get that from a lot of former ball players. It's kind of not everyone, but yeah, some guys decide to just separate themselves from the game altogether and not watch it. I mean, you're not the first former Oriole. I think Mark Trumbo was on a few weeks ago saying the same thing, Adam.
I mean, you got to get away from the game. It's a commitment. And again, like you said, sometimes you look at the game and be like, man, I can get back out there and do that. Let me go train. You get off the couch and say, I'm getting my ass right back on the couch. So,
yeah.
The competitive juices always flow. That's why I said, we were talking about it, that we golf a lot now. I still want to swing, but I can't run. Well, you can get a lot of swings in golf. So I think we find our vices in different things. I mean, a lot of guys, Markakis and other game, JJ, like they have separated themselves. Their hobbies. Baseball was just a way to fund their real passion of being outdoors and killing
good
stuff.
at it, but they'd rather be doing something else.
100%. So I know a lot of guys that get away, and again, there's a lot of guys that still enjoy it and still being around it. So yeah, that's everybody's preference. We got kids. It's time to raise kids.
Mm-hmm. And I coach softball too. So like I'm like around it, but it's like I don't want to play it. So it's always fun to go out there and give back. I have played a long time, so like I do have a lot of knowledge to give these young kids, and but at the end of the day, half of them look at me like I'm just dad, that I'm just a regular coach out there. They have no idea about my accomplishments or anything like that. But but I'm like, hey, if you just you cut around the base just a little bit different, you'd be faster, and just I always try to give like things like that. But I get the eye rolls, my daughter looks at me and I have to have somebody else explain it to her about how to do it because at the end of the day sometimes I'm just dad. And but I love it. I absolutely love it. I love this new part of my life, and it's definitely gratifying, especially when you get that one kid who just picks it up with the advice that you give. You're like, all right, like good, you did it, and you get to live on those moments.
Is there anything about the game you still miss?
I miss the locker room. I miss the before the games, playing ping pong and just talking with the guys, after BP, eating food and just being with the guys, being ready for the battle, man. That was just the route it was a set routine that I love doing. I love going to the field. I love, just hanging out with the guys, preparing for battle. I miss that. Don't really miss the playing much. Everything hurts, but I do miss the preparation. It was awesome to be in the room with the 25 guys and getting ready for every game.
I need you just, I mean, we have reached our limit with you because you're just amazing, but I need you to move to the side and I need you to flex those accomplishments because not many people get it. I mean, the greatest backdrop is Ken Griffey Jr.'s. If you ever seen his backdrop in any interview, he does it on purpose. But like World Series MVP, Pearce, I mean, just knowing you, we played together against each other, we grinded together. I mean, just these are accomplishments that I just absolutely respect and love you, brother. We had tremendous times between the lines, and hey, get back on the course. I'll see you on the course sometime.
Heck yeah, and thank you, thank you for having me, man. I'll do anything for you, man. You were the best to me, and anything you ever need, man, you just let me know.
Look forward to catching up with you again soon.
Thanks, gentlemen. I appreciate you guys having me.
All right. Thanks, Pearce.
There he goes, Steve Pearce. That was very cool to have him. What a trophy case he has.
Old school, man.
More to come on the Adam Jones podcast after these messages. Effective Solutions, your one-stop shop for commercial contracting. Everything from excavation and site development to emergency remediation and restoration. Effective Solutions specializes in many forms of commercial and mixed-use construction. With a dedicated staff and a commitment to quality, Effective Solutions delivers every time. There are a lot of ways to make whiskey, but there's only one way to make Jack Daniels. At Jack Daniels, they charcoal mellow every drop, only using water from Cave Spring Hollow in Tennessee. When you make your own label, you make everything else yours too. But we don't need to tell you that, do we? Make it count. Jack Daniels. Please drink responsibly. Tennessee whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Jack Daniel Distillery, Lynchburg, Tennessee. Jack Daniels and Old No. 7 are registered trademarks. 2022. Jack Daniels. All rights reserved. The Adam Jones podcast welcomes Relief Shop. Shop Maryland's largest adult use and medical cannabis menu, located at 1114 Cathedral Street in Baltimore, with medical delivery available throughout Maryland 7 days a week, only at Relief Shop.
Your fun awaits at Hollywood Casino Perryville. Feed the whole crew with something for everyone, from cheesesteaks to crab cake sandwiches. Plus, ask how you can get a $15 dining credit. Get in on the gaming action with the hottest slots and your favorite table games like blackjack, roulette, and poker. Free live shows every Friday and Saturday. Come experience non-stop fun and excitement only at Hollywood Casino Perryville.
Hey Baltimore, Monument City Brewing has been crafting the best beer in Maryland since 2014. Located at 1 North Haven Street in Baltimore, you've seen us at the ballpark. Now drop by our tasting room. Open Thursday through Sunday with events, music, and great food trucks. And this year we are honored to collaborate with Adam Jones and the Adam Jones Podcast with Simply AJ Ballpark IPA, available throughout the baseball season. It's going to be a great year, Baltimore. Visit us online at monumentcitybrewing.com or follow us on Instagram at Monument City Brewing. Keeping Baltimore safe is an incredibly important job, and protecting those who keep us safe is equally important. The Baltimore Police Department leads the nation in supporting its officers with innovative wellness programs, free fitness classes, counseling services, citywide discounts, and more. Right now, the BPD is hiring. Join now and receive a $10,000 signing bonus upon swearing in. Build a meaningful career in public safety with the BPD and get the support you need to serve Baltimore effectively. Apply now at bpdrecruit.org. It's the perfect time to check out a spacious and reliable new Toyota SUV, like a RAV4, with available all-wheel drive and plenty of cargo space. You'll go from errands to adventures in no time. Plus, available features like wireless charging will keep you connected. Or check out a Highlander with seating for up to 8. It's a hub for family adventure. Your Toyota dealer is getting new vehicles in stock regularly, so don't wait. Find deals on a RAV4 or Highlander at buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And now back to the Adam Jones Podcast.
I mentioned you're on the road. We'll talk about that coming up a little later in the podcast. So you can't show off all your trophies. You don't travel with them, which is not appropriate to do, to be traveling.
I could build a pretty nice backdrop of all my accomplishments and awards. I got so many of them, and it was a blessing to have that. I've been just a nomad the last 5 years, so I don't even know where all this stuff is at. I think my gold gloves are at my parents' house, or I don't even know where all this stuff
They're
is
spread out throughout the world.
Right. They're just everywhere.
All right, let's move along to For the Birds, sponsored by the Maryland Lottery. Hey, when you play the Maryland Lottery, set limits never play when you're stressed and know your odds of winning. To learn more, visit mdlottery.com. play responsibly, and you must be 18 years or older to play. The Orioles coaching carousel. Let's get back into that. You know, when Gian Michaelias spoke on October the 3rd, the day after the Orioles were eliminated from the postseason, he sort of signaled, Adam, that there were going to be some changes coming. And at last count, it's 4 coaches, 3 members of the advanced scouting staff have been let go. Did 2 straight playoff runs, but disappointments and a change in ownership lead to this, in your opinion?
No. You know what? When you have success, other teams want you also. There's definitely an interest. You know, how did Elias get the job in Baltimore? Well, he internally rebuilt that organization. The Orioles need an internal rebuild. So you go get a guy that's done that in doing that. So, you know, you can always say, oh, we lost. We didn't have success in the postseason. So let's get all these guys and let's move all these guys. No, I look at it as like, well, we got to the postseason. We've had a good organization. They see what we're doing. They like our formula in the minor leagues and how we've been producing these guys. So some organizations who don't have really good minor league systems, they might want these guys to rebuild and revamp their organizations. You know what I mean? And again, there's always funneling guys, always back and forth. And that's how organizations get built. And that's how the baseball family relationship remains so spread out, is because guys go and ladies, they go from organization to organization throughout their career. And, you know, it's sometimes, you know, you got guys that come up with guys like, but again, the both the hitting coaches, they bred these young gentlemen. You know, the team that we see now, they came up with them. They've seen them the entire time, and they've done their work. They have reached the pinnacle with them. Now, could they be hitting coaches with the same team for a long time? Yeah, but I think they've reached like the goal of, well, we got this guy to the major leagues. People think that you coach in the major leagues. You don't coach in the major leagues. Coaching is in the minor leagues. In the major leagues, get the shit done. Excuse my French.
All right.
That's major leagues. It's a result-based thing. It's not about, oh man, it's not like the old school days where you give the guy a year, give the guy 300-400 at bats. Let's see what he can do. Oh, he's struggling. He's doing this. Those days are long, long gone. If you don't swing it well this weekend, you're getting sent down. I don't care. So, I think they've reached the time. It was like, look, these guys are major leaguers now. You know, now they can go and help other organizations. That's how I always have looked at it. You know what I mean? You can always say, well, I always look at when you lose, like you have a terrible season, don't reach the playoffs. That's when your ass need to go. That's when you should be fired. Rather than if you make it all the way to the playoffs, again, it's a result-based thing. I just think that a lot of organizations look at it and be like, look, this is a situation where, you know, they've done a really good job in this organization and they had a formula. Can we sneak a couple guys away? Because again, there's 70 guys there's so many people in each organization. A couple people they're not going to affect anything. So they just go over there and what formula is working over here? Let's try and redo this. Let's put more money in Latin America. Let's try to put some money in Asia. You know, these are all ideas because not every organization thinks the same.
Well, we just heard Steve Pearce say when he came back to Camden Yards, the only people he recognized was the training staff, and that's not going to be the case going forward. Brian Ebel has been with the organization for 4 decades, was let go. Yeah. And I thought it was a head scratcher. You have a different perspective.
Well, I mean, I don't let go. I don't know exactly how. I mean, he's a trainer. You retire when you want to retire. And I've never seen a trainer fired, like, ever. I mean, yeah. Years ago, when the stuff was going on in baseball and sports.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. 90s, yes.
And so Ebel was fortunate enough to come under the tutelage of Richie, who came under Gus Salvon.
Ralph Salvon.
And he's been able to gain 20 years. That's full pension. I think he's above that. He's still youthful. He's put himself in a great health situation. And he got full pension. I don't want to talk about his money, but he's got full pension. Go live your life. Like, it's stressful being in there. No, it's stressful because the head trainer has to, I mean, there's your phone's always ringing, this. You nonstop, player needs this, the manager needs you, this. It's nonstop. And I think sometimes you reach a pinnacle and, Richie, he's different because he's Richie, old school. So he's an emeritus. Like, he still wants to come around, see the guys out, but he wants to be fishing. I think Ebel is the perfect time to just like go spend the rest of his life doing whatever the hell he wants to do, traveling and just doing whatever he wants to do. That's
28
my
28 years
28,
in major leagues.
and that's my look. That's how he's reached to me the pinnacle of it. And again, you can stay around and keep being around these young dudes and all. It's awesome, but now it's Shooter's turn.
Well,
It's Shooter's turn down there. So he's going to take over, I believe, or in Pat Wesley. Like they have, it's someone else's turn now, and it's the perfect time because the training staff that the Orioles have underneath, unbelievable. They're great communicators.
He's someone within the organization, not a newcomer that comes along.
How it generally works is, it's generally in-house, because they just know the organization. And again, the Orioles have a fantastic training staff. They always have. And it was, again, you come up the tutelage of Richie Bancells, who is one of the most respected trainers in all of baseball still to this day. It's him and a few others. And, then you come up Brian Ebles, and it was awesome that he got to do an all-star game this year too. So I think what a perfect ending, what a perfect send-off. And man, Eves, go live your life. Go out there and just do whatever you want for the rest of your days because you earned it.
Well, last I saw, he was living in Sarasota. Not a bad place to live your life and relax, for sure.
No, the rebuild of it, and I want to ask about that. How is the rebuilding of Sarasota coming along?
Yeah, maybe I could stay at his place because I'm not welcome at my father's place anymore going forward. We'll have to complain about that.
I wonder why.
Says I overstayed my welcome. Anyway, time to advance in the podcast. So enough of my personal life and business. Beyond Baltimore, a national and sometimes international perspective. It's all brought to you by our friends over there at Relief Medical Marijuana Dispensary, where they go above and beyond to help you, the patient. And you're in Los Angeles, as we mentioned. You'll be our exclusive World Series correspondent.
Man.
Our exclusive guy. What's the global impact of a New York, LA World Series? That Yankee emblem is iconic, known around the world. So is the Dodgers.
Yeah, the Yankees emblem is top 5 recognizable logos in the world. The I Love New York. Whoever trademarked that is incredibly wealthy. But the Dodgers is not equal, but is very, very branded well. And, it's a different World Series. Obviously, you have Ohtani and Yamamoto. Therefore, you have the Japanese, the Asian market. You got Japan, you got Korea, Taiwan. I believe games are going to be televised in all 3 markets. If you get China, that's now you're talking even more.
More billion.
But you're talking about just the global impact of it. And obviously, Ohtani and Judge going against each other. This, like Pearce said, the 2 best teams. You get the 2 best players in the game going against. Now, 2 best players, 2 best teams going against each other. I believe the 2 MVPs in respective divisions, respective leagues. So I think baseball this year got what we wanted. Not got as a baseball fan, it got it right. The baseball gods and the teams, they worked themselves out to put together a fantastic World Series, in my opinion. And this global impact is going to be like any other. I was watching the ratings, and it was 1978 where they had like 44 million. That's still number 1 World Series. I hope this blows that away. Japan is going to be a big, big factor.
It will.
And now you have, more households have TVs, and no matter what people say, there's more people. But no matter what people say, and like, oh, I don't want to watch this team because it ain't my team. Turn on the game and watch the damn World Series, okay? Be a big again. Your team didn't make it, okay? Your team ain't made it in a long time anyway.
So,
as a baseball fan, this is what this is the World Series. I hate when people are like, my team ain't in. I ain't watching nothing. What? Then you're really not a baseball fan. To me, that's not a baseball fan. That's just somebody. My team is. I'm just watching my. Nah. Be a true sports fan. Now hate on both teams because I don't want either team to win.
Yeah, it's hard.
If the Dodgers win, I'm gonna have to hear about it, and if the Yankees win, I'm gonna have to hear about it. So either way, I'm gonna hear about it. I want both to lose. But as a baseball fan, how can you not love this? And I'm gonna be there, front row center. Woo!
Well. That brings me to my next point. First of all, no one in Baltimore is rooting for the Yankees. Second of all, this series is for the rich only, unless, you get a pass like Adam Jones. Record ticket prices. The average ticket price is going for just under $1,500 a seat.
Well, that's, because you're going to include the big bowl down there and all that kind of stuff. So you can always look on averages. But I've been looking and seeing people on the internet and stuff talking about how ticket prices and stuff like that. The later and later you wait, the cheaper and cheaper it gets. They were saying that, like, if you had a budget of $1,000, that's cheap. Unfortunately, it's the World Series in LA. Last year in Arizona, you can get what you want. You can get 5 tickets for $100 a piece. So it's a little bit different. Here, it is what it is. It's LA. You know who's going to be in attendance tonight. You got Brad Paisley. He's going to be singing the national anthem. You know who's going to be in attendance. Denzel probably going to be here. It's going to be a star-studded because it's New York and LA. So I'm going to be in the suite, and I'm just going to be trying to take pictures with all the celebs. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be lit, and I'm going to enjoy this game. And I think baseball fans need to enjoy it, and it's going to be rocking in Chavez Ravine. That is just right over my shoulder.
And you'll be lining up future podcast guests, I'm sure, while in the skybox, unless you won't be.
I'll try.
But we'll be looking forward to watching it for sure. All right, let's hit Socially Speaking. This is where we answer a post on X or social media altogether, and you earn a chance to win a $50 gift card, compliments of Lido Pizza, proud partner of the Baltimore Orioles, and also the official pizza of the Adam Jones Podcast. We are at Adam Jones Pod, on X. And you posted a question to our followers about their favorite nicknames, and we got more than a few responses. In fact,
of course,
we got tons. So we picked a few. Jackson, our social media director, expert, sent me these, like Rock at Rolling with Rock. All right. Le Magnifique or Super Mario Lemieux. I love how he put the name of the person after the nickname.
Right.
The Dominator, Dominic Hasek from the NHL. Real Deal, Vander Holyfield, of course. The Mailman, Carl Malone, another good one.
My mom's favorite player.
Oh, the Mailman?
My mom loved the Mailman.
He delivered.
He delivered.
The Admiral, David Robinson. Of course, the Cobra, Dave Parker. What an awesome nickname that was.
No, there's some great. Well, I mean, you go through history. There's not really good ones anymore, and now people are naming them themselves.
Right.
You
can't give yourself a nickname. That's taboo.
You cannot give yourself a nickname. And you know what? Like, obviously, one of the last nicknames that was given in baseball was Flash to Ryan Flair. That's, if you really think about it, over the last like 10, 15 years, that's one of the last nicknames. And no one calls him Ryan Flaherty. Nobody. You know what I mean? Like, no one calls him that. And it all started because Andino couldn't say Flaherty right. He was like Flash, and it stuck. And obviously it's funny because he ain't fast. So it's the perfect nickname. And guys don't get nicknames like that anymore. Like the Kid, the Say Hey Kid, like there's just the Unit. There's just not many nicknames going on, and I think he's in the game. He's one of the last ones. Obviously, because the tweet all started because of Big Christmas, Jackenzie Noel hitting a huge home run in the ALCS.
That's a great nickname.
Great nickname. Obviously, he's going to have to, Big Christmas. Christmas is an important day. So hopefully he gets a chance next year, and he's going, hey, you might deliver Christmas. We need gifts. Okay, we need gifts, not just mistletoes. Nobody want kisses. We need gifts. Okay. So I've always loved the nicknames, but Flash is something that always stuck, and that's what's in my phone. It's Flash.
Well, we got another one from HP at IB Heather P. She added the Big Unit, the Intimidator, Dale Earnhardt, the Bus, Jerome Bettis, Megatron,
in a yellow uniform.
Yep.
Black Beast Mode, Megatron.
Yep.
And did you see Megatron next to DK Metcalf? DK Metcalf is an absolute specimen.
Yes, he is.
What is Megatron? Damn Megatron. Like, it's Megatron. It's like Judge. I remember when you seen Judge and Stanton, or Stanton next to Judge for the first time. And Stanton was the biggest chunk, just jacked in baseball. And Judge just came and was like, what's up? Judge is, and you just show how big Judge is. And these dudes are huge. I didn't realize he was that damn big because I've been next to DK and I know how big DK is. And he was looking down at him.
It's amazing.
That's why his ass is Megatron. You can triple team him. So throw it up. Matt Stafford, throw it up.
The Minister of Defense, that's the late, great Reggie White. Did you know who the Capitol Punisher?
Reggie, the Minister of Defense. Oh, then you got El Minotro with my guy Manny.
That's true. I didn't know.
See, that's from the Latin side. That's what the Dominicans They call him El Minostro. Yeah.
I didn't know who the Capital Punisher was. I'm sure our senior executive producer Chip Franklin did because he's the old guy on the show. But it was Frank. It was Frank Howard. I had to look that up.
Oh, Frank Howard. You got the refrigerator Perry.
Yep. You want to
just call him Fridge?
I have a few of my favorites. Do you want to share any more?
Please go. I would love to hear yours.
From basketball, the Iceman, George Gervin. Dr. J was my favorite player growing up. I mean, what a great nickname that was. Yeah. Maybe one of the greatest nicknames ever. Everyone forgets his first name is Irvin. Magic Johnson.
Magic.
Just that.
Magic. I mean, then you got Jordan. You got a lot of them.
Yep.
But Shaq. It's Shaq. The big Aristotle.
He's got like 16 different nicknames.
He's got so many different nicknames for Shaq.
Did you know who the human eraser was?
No.
It was a guy from Baltimore. He went to Morgan State, I believe, named Marvin Webster. One of the greatest nicknames I heard growing up because the guy would just block every shot that came his way. From baseball, Say Hey Kid, the human vacuum, Brooks Robinson, the splendid splinter, Ted Williams. Ironic one, the Georgia Peach, Ty Cobb. That guy was no peach. He was just a racist.
Hey, but he was, he was the times.
While I was watching the Dodgers and Mets play, I was thinking about the polar bear and
the polar bear is perfect. And you know what? Flash, that was awesome. The polar bear. I think recently that right there is good. And it came when he set the record and he took his shirt off and it was freezing cold. I think early in his career. And just named him the polar bear. And I remember going on a Nike trip with him, and that's where we get to design all of our batting gloves and stuff. And they brought him, like they bring a whole team and they encourage this sort of thing. Like you can change, do whatever you want. And when they brought him all this information, like the dude's like, look, this is our vision. New York is cold. The color changes. You big dude, took your shirt off. You're all hairy. Polar bear. And he lit up at the presentation. And ever since then, if you look at all of his stuff with Nike, his batting gloves and all that, they always have snowflakes or they have something in that regard. So it was the polar bears. That's a good one.
Yeah. And then there was the Penguin, Ron Say, who used to play with the Dodgers back in the day.
Yep.
So I was thinking about that. There's also the great one, Wayne Gretzky.
I mean, you got Iron Man, Cakes.
Love that one. How about Broadway?
All because he put his ass in some draws.
Right. Broadway Joe. I mean, we could go on forever. My nicknames, by the way, people have called me JC, Sticks, Swish, Coles, and some others I cannot say on this family podcast. All right, we've run out of nicknames and run out of time. We do want to thank our sponsors. We love them all, appreciate them. And we really appreciate their support.
The Adam Jones Podcast is brought to you by our friends at the Weinman Company. Everyone knows Greenmount Station in Hampstead, but did you know that at Greenmount Station you can bet 7 days a week just like you're at the track? With in-person teller windows and state-of-the-art touchscreen kiosks. And with Greenmount Station's brand new Bet Park Sportsbook, you can bet on all other sports as well, wherever you are in Maryland. Spreads, money lines, live bets, props, parlays, and teasers. The Bet Parks Maryland mobile app is now live for Apple and Android devices, so you'll never miss your next big score. Just search for BetParks MD in the Apple App Store or on Google Play. And for a limited time, 21 and over Adam Jones podcast listeners can get a $75 gift card to Greenmount Station simply for opening a new account with promo code GMS and a minimum $50 initial deposit. $75 gift card for new users in Maryland only. 21 and over only. Please play responsibly. For help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. The Adam Jones podcast is brought to you by Jimmy's Famous Seafood, Charm City's favorite crab cake destination. Local sports fan? Experience the ultimate pregame party at the tailgate. Cheer on the Ravens with iconic live performances, an open bar, and mouth-watering eats. Can't make it? No worries. Bring the same food that caught the attention of the Food Network right to your doorstep. Shipping East Coast recipes nationwide. Jimmy's Famous Seafood is the official sponsor of the guests appearing on the Adam Jones podcast.
Take me out to the ball game.
Take me out with the crowd.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks.
I don't care if I never get back.
Marylanders are adding a seventh-inning stretch to their day with fast play home run riches from the Maryland Lottery. You could win a progressive jackpot instantly and enter to win cash for Orioles home runs.
It's my new ball game.
It's saving season at Lido Pizza. 99-cent refreshing iced teas all summer, or $6 calzones every Tuesday. There are tons of new deals and rewards for everyone. Proud partner of the Baltimore Orioles, Baltimore Ravens, and the Adam Jones Podcast. Lido Pizza, a local legend since 1955. Exclusively at LidoPizza.com or on the Lido Pizza app. Effective Solutions, your one-stop shop for commercial contracting. Everything from excavation and site development to emergency remediation and restoration. Effective Solutions specializes in many forms of commercial and mixed-use construction. With a dedicated staff and a commitment to quality, Effective Solutions delivers every time. There are a lot of ways to make whiskey, but there's only one way to make Jack Daniels. At Jack Daniels, they charcoal mellow every drop, only using water from Cave Spring Hollow in Tennessee. When you make your own label, you make everything else yours too. But we don't need to tell you that, do we? Make it count. Jack Daniels. Please drink responsibly. Tennessee whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Jack Daniel Distillery, Lynchburg, Tennessee. Jack Daniels and Old No. 7 are registered trademarks 2022. Jack Daniels, all rights reserved. The Adam Jones Podcast welcomes Relief Shop. Shop Maryland's largest adult use and medical cannabis menu, located at 1114 Cathedral Street in Baltimore, with medical delivery available throughout Maryland 7 days a week, only at Relief Shop.
Your fun awaits at Hollywood Casino Perryville. Feed the whole crew with something for everyone, from cheesesteaks to crab cake sandwiches. Plus, ask how you can get a $15 dining credit. Get in on the gaming action with the hottest slots and your favorite table games like blackjack, roulette, and poker. Free live shows every Friday and Saturday. Come experience non-stop fun and excitement only at Hollywood Casino Perryville.
Hey Baltimore, Monument City Brewing has been crafting the best beer in Maryland since 2014. Located at 1 North Haven Street in Baltimore, you've seen us at the ballpark. Now drop by our tasting room. Open Thursday through Sunday with events, music, and great food trucks. And this year we are honored to collaborate with Adam Jones and the Adam Jones Podcast with Simply AJ Ballpark IPA, available throughout the baseball season. It's going to be a great year, Baltimore. Visit us online at monumentcitybrewing.com or follow us on Instagram at Monument City Brewing. Listeners, tell your friends. The Baltimore Police Department is hiring the next generation of officers. Starting salary is over $61,000. Plus, you'll receive an additional $10,000 signing bonus upon swearing in. Apply today to start your career in public safety. This is a great opportunity to serve the city you love and start a career that makes a difference in your community. Apply now at bpdrecruit.org. It's the perfect time to check out a spacious and reliable new Toyota SUV, like a RAV4, with available all-wheel drive and plenty of cargo space. You'll go from errands to adventures in no time. Plus, available features like wireless charging will keep you connected. Or check out a Highlander with seating for up to 8. It's a hub for family adventure. Your Toyota dealer is getting new vehicles in stock regularly. So don't wait. Find deals on a RAV4 or Highlander at buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
We also want to thank senior executive producer Chip Franklin for putting this latest episode together. Chip wanted to be a doctor growing up, but when he was told he was not able to talk to the patients during surgery, he just quit right on the spot. Go out and subscribe to the Baltimore Banner. Until next time, be real, be kind, and make sure to be back next week for another edition, World Series style, of the Adam Jones Podcast.
It's funny.